amazing things. They hold us up. They support us. They make us strong. But bones have other uses. In the past, bones were thrown by diviners, seeking out the mysteries of the future. Now the bones are cubes, made of plastic or resin, but they still reveal things to us. As they fall from our fingers and rattle across the table, the story becomes clear. Welcome to Bone Throwers Theater, an RPG actual play podcast.
Welcome back to Bone Throwers Theater. This is Jeff playing Jerr Lan.
This is Plout.
Plout.
This is Plilly.
This is Ellie playing Archie.
This is Jeremy playing Julian Illix.
This is Johnny playing Chine North.
And this is Aaron playing Sam Feluge.
One of us probably won't say that ever again.
It's very possible.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm Jordan, and I am the GM. And if you kill one of your players, it's not on me.
They don't necessarily have to die.
Just leave the group forever.
Yeah.
Leave the Bronx.
So, last time we left off, you guys were trying to clear the air. That went really well. Until it didn't.
I think overall it's been going well.
It's been a
It's been
more
something.
positive than negative experience so far.
Okay, I'm glad you all feel that way.
But we're not finished yet.
But yes, it's not done yet. So
So we left off with
a forgery.
telling Katari that she had a twin.
Well, no.
Katari saying Daisy had
Katari saying,
Well, yeah. And then Katari not wanting to talk about her twin.
So the last thing was Katari saying she didn't want to talk about her twin.
That's right.
Is there a reason you don't want to talk about your twin?
Talk to us about it.
Talk to us about why you don't want to talk about it.
why should I have to?
Because we're trying to figure out if we can trust each other for this mission.
Julian seems to think this is relevant.
I like the way you phrase that.
Don't you think it would be relevant if you thought you were meeting with Katari, but you were actually meeting with somebody else?
I didn't meet with anybody.
Wait,
You met with Katari.
Yeah.
Katari.
Oh, yes. Yes, I met with Katari when I was recruited.
Was that Katari?
Yes, that's the point.
Katari, when did you first try to recruit me for Healing Hands?
When we ran into each other.
And where did we run into each other?
I believe it was on the Aqua Rail.
Okay. And where did we meet after that?
Well, we went out for dinner.
Okay.
At the name of I think it was the Blackbird.
The Blackbird.
Yeah.
Yes, so we met at the Blackbird. And then where did the two of us and Chime get together?
The Slippery Weasel.
Okay.
It blew up.
Did you blow it up?
No.
Okay. So,
Archie blew it up.
that's my favorite ball.
Really?
He was mad at me.
You guys were dating. I don't blame you for blowing it up anymore. Yes, I believe the person that I met with was Katari. Unless this isn't Katari.
I mean, this is a Katari. I don't know if there's multiple.
what are you saying? There's Katari clones?
Not clones.
Katari
She has
and-
a twin. So maybe the twin
Pretending
is
to be Katari.
pretending to be Katari.
Well, we dated. I know for a fact now, and I've never seen this twin.
Or
Right.
have you? And just didn't know it. Which is what I'm getting at. Which may be how this note came into play.
So then why would Katari's twin want you dead?
Maybe Katari's twin is on the opposite side.
Right, but
Is that why you don't want to talk about her?
or it's possible that Katari's twin knew that if I were to start pulling a Marlene twist with Katari around, Katari would fight me and Katari would die. Maybe that was a,
This sounds so confusing.
maybe it was a way to get Katari out of the picture.
You did.
I was not complaining as the GM, sir.
That was
That was
Katari.
Katari.
Okay.
I would be willing to accept the belief that Katari's twin, I can't believe I just said that.
I mean, that's just one option. I mean, it could have been forged by someone completely different.
It could have been. Because all I know is it was in my bunk after meeting with Katari.
Looks like there's only one person with the answer here, and they're not speaking up.
Is there really anything new in that?
For the first time since meeting you, you said something correct.
Happens every now and then.
I mean, we already had the suspicion that Katari was the one that leaked the information about the box
Right?
to the fire drakes. Maybe that wasn't Katari,
This
but
Katari.
maybe the other Katari.
Our Katari versus the other Katari.
And I don't know which one would be our Katari at this point either. Because it seems like I've had a couple meetings with the not Katari.
Regarding what?
One where I was looking for Katari.
Why were you looking for Katari?
It was the list.
Yeah.
Gaspar's list.
Yeah.
Katari was on Gaspar's list. That's why we were on. So we were hunting down, well, not hunting down, but seeking out the people for more information.
So maybe what we need to do is we judge whether it's good Katari or bad Katari based on the outcome of the meeting. You know, clearly, good Katari doesn't want everyone here dead. Do you?
No.
Okay. So this Katari does not want everyone dead. So we know the note is not authentic.
Well, I could have told you that. I mean, I did tell you that.
Right. But what we're trying to figure out now is who wrote it and why.
You're twisted, man.
Oh, what a tangled web I weave. So, to get to that point, we need to analyze all of our interactions with Katari to decide if they were good Katari or bad Katari.
Can we decide that right now? Do we have enough information?
Do we need to decide that right now? Or do we, now that we know that, we can be more aware?
Or do we just now trust that this Katari doesn't want everyone dead?
I trust that this Katari does not want everyone dead.
And do we think this is good Katari?
They say they're good Katari.
You say you're good too.
I do say I'm good.
Well, there's that.
Okay,
Look, all I know is that I'm still not feeling the greatest.
that's exactly what I was about to say. We know that Jerr is recommending that this Katari go absolutely nowhere.
Yes.
But I think there's intel that you and your elemental could probably provide for this specific mission, which we can talk about later. There's still a couple other issues we gotta work through. Clearing the air. Sam,
Yes.
full disclosure here. Why does Shade want me dead?
Shade doesn't trust you. He doesn't like your control of elementals. He thinks that you have way too much sway over the things that elementals do.
I can understand Shade wanting you dead for that.
But do I have control over elementals, or can I just talk to them and persuade them as any other human could persuade somebody through conversation?
Johnny, all I know, Shade thinks that you're incredibly persuasive, and anytime you have tried to convince him to do something, he's always been willing to do it. And in a time, he is worried that there will be things that he really doesn't want to do that he will do because you've asked him to. To that end, he wants you dead.
That's good logic. Let's go with that.
Well,
that was Shade.
Oh, sorry, I thought
That was Shade.
Okay, I thought that was
No.
that was Chine.
That was Shade.
Oh, no, sorry.
If that was Chine,
No, that was Shade.
yeah, okay.
Although it's funny because you are still technically
Yes, I'm still connected.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
still connected.
Sorry, I picked up that that was Shade.
I was about to yell at Chime for Chime just to walk away right now.
No,
I want to
no.
receive.
No, Sean would not say that.
Okay.
If we are going to go about a air of mutual trust, if you agree not to connect to Shade without my awareness and without an open discussion, would you be willing to accept that as a term? And would Shade be willing to accept that as a term for further cooperation? And by further cooperation, I mean no more attempts on Julian's life.
I don't know. We can trust him not to connect without telling you.
I don't know if I can trust him either, but I'd at least like to get past this moment. Can you listen in on the conversation, or you only hear?
He only Shade's part
If you're not speaking
out loud.
out loud, I can only hear Shade say.
Shade's not so much concerned what you do with other elementals, but Shade is a very
Private.
private individual.
It seems that a lot of these things that were put into place against me have been done in private So how am I to trust that that's still not happening in private?
We will have to learn to trust each other.
When, here's my point. If we're having a conversation, you and me, Sam, Shade can hear whatever, chime in on whatever, try and persuade you to do whatever. How about we put it this way? I won't talk to Shade without your knowledge, but I still need to kind of know where Shade is leaning towards.
Remind them how I saved their lives at the school.
Shade has asked me to remind you about the time when he saved your lives at the school. Shade kept me in check. Do you remember that?
Oh, when I revealed that you're a woman.
Oh, gosh. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about right now.
Yes. At that moment,
We're not after Jerry yet.
At that moment, I almost let my instinct get the better of me and lashed out. Shade was able to keep me in check and kept me from doing serious harm. I have been hiding who I am for 15 years. Anyone who has knowledge of that secret, except for this group right here, is dead. So yes, it is an instinct at this point.
Why is that such a big deal? That those that know must be killed.
Because of the person that I am and because of the stuff that I do with my life, I knew that as a man, I would be able to make it much farther than I ever would as a woman. And I have.
I mean, Katari was able to do some of the same. I mean, I'm not invalidating your feelings on that. I don't agree. And I don't think, personally, that is a limitation. Especially where we come from. Like, we're limited just because of our class, not because of other things. But anyway, that's a good thing to know about why
Yes.
that was the case. To Shade's point, since Shade brought this up, that Shade saved our lives at the school, I'm sure each one of us could pinpoint a time, well, most of us probably could pinpoint a time where we stepped up and had the back of somebody in this group and saved somebody in this group.
That's correct.
Yeah, I can definitely say that I've saved at least everyone in this group at least once.
And I've had Jerr's back, and we brought Archie here, and both you and I saved Katari from the aqua rail situation.
That's correct. So I think to his point is that we have to have some trust here.
Also, my point is, at least to my knowledge, there's been no side conversations with anyone else here about offing Sam and Shade. Even knowing that I've been a target, I've not talked to anybody else about getting rid of you. Have I? And he's looking around the circle now.
I just offered that she could leave.
I haven't even said you could leave. Because I see you as a valuable asset to what we can accomplish. So there's that difference.
Yes, I agree that, like I said, there will be no more talk about killing Julian.
But you can trust that I won't talk about killing anybody in this group.
So now I have no privacy?
No, you have privacy.
Is there an expectation of privacy?
I don't know what you think, but we're going to have points where we need to know what Shade thinks.
Yes, and I will be more than happy to convey those thoughts. Or you can talk to me, and the three of us can talk.
It sounds like you're going to need a persuasion roll.
Yeah. I can't trust Shade to be honest openly.
Oh, I already know you can't trust Shade to be honest openly.
So in other words, you find Julian's ability to connect to a elemental without your permission invasive.
Yeah.
I kind of feel that way too.
Is this out loud? Are we...
No. I
okay.
was, as a GM, I was trying to clarify the point.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes.
As Jeff, I was like, yes.
As Sam would say, the way you instantly connect to Shade invades the privacy that I have with my elemental. We have a special bond, and you invade us without warning.
My elemental feels the same way.
Julian, take a step back. Fair enough. And I'm going to tell you why. Because it's a two-way street. I recently discovered when speaking to an elemental, I'm not only speaking to them, but they have access to my memories.
As an aside, I'm thinking, Shade, is that true?
Not the way he makes it sound.
Okay.
We can read thoughts, not dive through the brain.
I was flat up told this by an elemental, and have the proof to back it up by what I saw and the way I was influenced in that conversation. So
it protects him to not jump into your head too.
So if they can read your thoughts and your memories, why would you connect to them the way that you do?
like I said, this is a new revelation. I can understand that invasion of privacy, as you call it, would be a bit unsettling.
It is unsettling to have a mind thrust inside of your own.
But it's no different than if an android were to walk by here and approach one of us and start to have a conversation. Is what I do. Start to have a conversation with an elemental. Now, yes, humans by nature are not able to do that unless they're bonded. That's what I'm assuming is disliked.
Yes.
Oh, except that during the disbonding process, I will be able to communicate with the elementals.
Disbonding?
You've missed a lot.
That may or may not have to do with this mission, but I'm just saying, in talking to an elemental, I'm not accessing their memories unless they are willing to disclose that to me. In talking to an elemental, apparently, if that elemental really wishes to, they can dive through any memory that I have and use that as a form of communication with me. So do you see how manipulative that can be?
I do.
I'm doing nothing like that. I'm just talking. There's a difference.
Still invasive.
My point.
It feels like you're walking in on the shower.
I was trying to find an example, and yes, or a very private conversation. But the shower is although I don't shower with my elemental. But I guess it'd be more because of the water and everything.
Showering in your elemental?
No, that'd be Jerr.
So what I'm saying is it's a very, very private conversation, and then suddenly you're there.
Okay.
Like if I walked in on a conversation between you and your absolute best friend, or your spouse, or you and your daughter.
None of which I have.
Out of game anymore.
Yeah, you wouldn't say that in game.
No, I would not.
No. Right.
We were all thinking.
It wouldn't have faced Julian in game anyway.
No, just in game you wouldn't have said
Like I
that.
said, in game we all think it,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
none of us say it.
Here's my point. I don't see it as truly invasive. However, I understand that it is a new and uncommon experience for an elemental. So I'm willing to say it might take some getting used to, and I'm willing to do some things to help that process of becoming used to the idea. So, and as Julian's saying this, he's dropping the connection. No more talks of killing anybody in this group. And from all people with elementals, permission will be asked before.
That's acceptable. Though we won't stop our conversations.
We accept. Jerr?
I will say at the caveat of in case of an emergency.
I.e. the bomb site of the Slippery Weasel.
Yes.
Jerr, when I had to tell you that there was something going on.
Yes.
Is there a way we determine if it's an emergency, or is it simply a Julian feeling that it's an emergency?
Any one of our lives are in danger? How about that?
Okay. If a life is in danger.
Because that's what I did, or it's critical to our mission.
Yes.
Using us like a radio.
Yep. What are your thoughts on that, Shade?
If it's mission critical, that's acceptable.
It's acceptable.
Do Archi, Katari, or Sarani have anything to say on the subject?
No, not from Katari or Sarani. Although Serrani's been rather quiet this whole time.
Right. To my honest, Julian thinks that the connection between elementals and androids is a little bit different. That even though Julian's contacting with the elemental, it doesn't feel it's exclusive of the android.
Right.
Maybe in Archie's case it's a little different, but at least with Serrani, he's got the sense that, oh, he's not talking to a different person, it's still 100% Serrani.
I think it'll be different once we get Archie's water elemental back.
And that's the mission, isn't it, Archie?
What if I don't want it back?
Isn't that the mission? To get it back? Or at least retrieve it? Maybe not that you have it, but that it's retrieved, is what I got from...
We came here to clear the air, right?
Yeah.
What if I'm a coward? What if I'm scared that I won't be Archie again?
I guess you're right. It's not Choler. Choler would never say that.
Right now, out of game, Julian is really just trying to dismiss everything Chine is saying right now, because that's still a big roadblock as far as group cohesion.
Archie, in reality, before a mission, we're all cowards. It's what you do during.
True. That's where training comes in.
That's where grit comes in.
Alright. You're right. I have to face it. This is the goal, to get that original elemental back in its place. It's funny how I'm not afraid of who I'll have to face on this quest, this journey, but that I'll have to face who I become. But it must be done.
So, Jordan the GM wants to know, is anybody killing each other today?
Julian wasn't going to kill anybody.
Wasn't? You said wasn't? Which, implies past tense.
As
You might be
still
thinking
not
about
going
it
to.
now.
No, I said... No.
Isn't.
Julian was never thinking of...
Okay.
That's a better way to put it.
Sam is quite convinced that Sam will not be killing anybody today.
What about Shade?
Shade is quite convinced.
That Sam's not going to be killing anybody today.
Jerr never intended to kill anyone. He'll
Archie.
do it if needs to.
Feeling like murdering anybody yet?
Guess I'm more in the feels than anything, huh?
But not about murder, I assume.
No, that might come later.
Okay. Well, neither Katari or Serrani feel like murdering anybody, so...
So the next thing that we need to discuss is how. So we know what. We're headed back to Consiglio.
To find a specific water elemental.
Put it back in its place.
But why?
My understanding of this particular water elemental is of somewhat importance. Not somewhat important, but extremely important.
Yes.
In what manner?
Is it information? Is it...
Yeah.
It's information, it's leadership.
Almost a weapon.
That was a big theme in Terra Proximus.
Leadership!
That was used as a
Blunt force weapon.
as a backhanded compliment in many episodes.
Okay.
That's not the way it was used here.
But you understood.
Yes.
I understood.
So this elemental...
Especially because I paused and said, just leadership.
Do I know this elemental?
You do, Jerr.
Okay. Then yes, it is of great importance.
I still think I'm missing something.
Yeah, please share with the unenlightened of us.
My teacher.
I thought he died long time ago.
He died, yes. The elemental apparently did not.
And you're saying that elemental is Archie's elemental. Is he really everything the legends say he is?
Yeah.
Apparently he's half the reason this place exists anyway. According to Serrani and other androids.
Okay, you convinced me. I'm willing to put aside any other grievances to achieve this goal.
I agree.
And honestly, the elemental of Redneck's Near might be willing to work with Jerr to resolve differences in healing hands.
So we have an understanding.
We do.
Yes.
So that still begs the question of how.
To the airship.
Well, I mean, I think
Slow down, Leroy.
Do you still think it'd be nice to have Daisy along? And how can we accomplish that?
Daisy has information on current healing hands.
But, I mean, I can only assume that whatever was left of healing hands in Consiglio is non-existent anymore, the way we left it.
Do we have any word at all on the state of Consiglio?
Other than we were followed here?
Oh yeah, we were followed here.
Have there been any more soldiers that have come? Or has it been just the one?
So far, only one. Well, he was the only survivor from that group, but yeah.
Okay. I was waiting for our group to just jump into the dog park all of a sudden.
Yeah. And we still know for a fact that they were after us as much as after the Plucky Parrot.
I don't know if we believe in coincidences that strongly.
Then one shows up 12 hours after we got here. That's not a coincidence.
No.
So the question then would be Daisy. Is there a way we can bring Daisy with us without bringing Katari, as Jerry doesn't want Katari traveling?
That would cost even more time because the disbonding process is traumatic to both host and
I don't know if
elemental.
Katari could survive it.
So
I don't.
Yeah,
So is there a way we can get a memory dump? Like, we can record thoughts.
I'm not a code like Archi or Savani. I'm a flesh and blood.
I know we just talked about it, but here's one permission aspect. If an elemental can access my memories, could that process be reversed willingly with consent, and I able to learn some of Daisy's memories to take with us, specific to healing hands? I don't need to know Katari's dating history.
Please don't.
I think we learned some already.
What kind of memories are you looking for?
Specifically pertaining to healing hands and anything that might help us.
I can't really think of anything.
I mean, there may be things in your memory that you may not think that are important, but honestly, me, with my investigating, may be able to pick up some things from a particular moment that you remember that could be key, that didn't seem key at that time.
Okay, I don't fully understand how your connection works.
I meant to say I've never done this. It's just
yes.
has been done to me, so
I
I'm wondering
understand
if
that.
it's...
What I'm saying is, it may or may not be possible to do what you're suggesting.
Feels like Katari, I think it's worth a shot. At least attempt it.
I can let you try, but I honestly don't know how much information you would get. And I understand that's kind of part of the problem, is like, you think you'll get more information than I think I can get, but I really don't know how that would work. But if you want to, we can try. You want to make a roll, or
We're doing this right here.
do you want to do it right here?
We figured we could go back to the hospital, to storage room where things could be a little bit more comfortable.
All right, you can do that. Forward, Noble Jerr. Push me forward.
All right.
I'm going to go ahead and take a quick break here.
Hey there, my name is Biz, and I'm the Game Master for Throwing Bones Podcast, part of Scald's Tale Network. Here at TB, we aim to produce a show that's diverse and inclusive. We dive deep into the characters, and sometimes things get a little dark, but don't worry, we're also a bunch of goofballs. Get ready for mystery, love, conflict, and something truly human. Listen to episodes of Throwing Bones Podcast at throwingbonespodcast.buzzsprout.com or on podcasting platforms. Let's throw some bones and decide some fates.
And we're back. Who all is coming back to the hospital?
I think Sam will not go back to the hospital with the group.
Okay, cool. I like that. What are you going to do?
Go make sure my forgery kit is all cleaned up and put away.
Sam, why are you shoving a pen into your bag? And where'd you get that toilet paper?
I am going back to my room, I guess.
Now remember, you all had
That big round room,
round
yeah.
dorm, so...
I go to my bunk and close the curtain. make sure my cold weather gear is in good shape.
Honestly, Julian, you're going with Jerr and Katari.
Yes.
And Archie, what are you up to?
I think I'm gonna stay here for a while at the dog park. Then I'll come back to the hospital.
Play with dogs.
Yeah.
All right. So Julian, Jerr, Katari, Sarani make their way back to the hospital. Sarani goes back to where she's been convalescing. Well, she's been convalescing. So go ahead and work your magic.
All right. Julian takes out one of his vials of dirt, hands it to Jerr.
All right.
You know what to do with that.
Smash it on the ground.
Or just open it up. At one time, we were in the park fighting something, and I wasn't wasting any time.
All right.
Those vials are hard to come by, man.
So Julian does the thing. He's spreading the dirt around on the hospital floor.
Oh, so hygienic.
Picturing like Constantine drawing something on the floor with this.
Yeah.
And he's standing in it, and then he's gonna roll willpower. And this is assisted, so he only needs a 9.
Maybe you can make that.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Oh my gosh. 9!
Without a character point?
Yes! It's 5d plus 1. Here's 8 and 9. Mm-hmm. Even rolling a 1 on the wild die. Oh my gosh, my rolls have been awful these past 2 sessions. Alright. So he's connected. Okay. And he's going to speak out loud since he's not hiding anything. He's going to say, "Hey, Daisy."
Yes.
So, I'm not quite sure how this works. I know you were able to share memories with me before. Also, I was informed that it was a desperate need of a different way to communicate, which allowed this other elemental to access my memories. I'm thinking I'm pretty desperate for this information right now. So, with our combined effort, maybe?
With our powers comes.
So I think you can.
Elemental persuasion. That was I think that sounds fair.
Okay.
Do you need more dice?
I could drop 20 on it, but I'm not going to. Oh my gosh.
31! Yay!
Wow, you're gonna have 6 next time.
You're so excited about this pyramid.
So he's gonna start the next season with 6 of them.
Or not, depending on what happens in the next 15 minutes.
Yep.
Oh, Julian's gonna come up with something just so I can dispense it.
So you're looking for as much general information that you can get.
Yeah. Specific memories having to do with Katari, Daisy, and the Healing Hands.
Okay. You get a flash of Archie and Daisy arguing. What's one memory that he sees?
When Katari first comes to Consiglio.
Okay.
A time when Katari walks into the Slippery Weasel, and there is another woman flirting and talking with Archie about something heated, a heated argument.
Everything's heated with Archie.
You see something useful.
Thank you.
Let's see.
A location like the Chop Shop, but on the other side of the city. It was an old beat up building that you also see a flash of it imploding.
You see Archie handing Katari parts for weapons, or maybe something that goes kaboom!
Is there a particular setting that this is in?
Where's the city map?
We're gonna say Archie's apartment here. 2 blocks down at the Slippery Weasel.
That's perfect. That's a good location. We need that.
One last memory that you have is Katari arguing with her twin sister, Katana, and leaving Katana's quarters in the middle of the city.
In the middle?
In the middle.
Like in
So it's a prolonged memory, and Julian can see Katari leaving the middle of the city.
Correct.
Is where the council resides.
So now you know what the middle of the city looks like.
Somewhat. I immediately have questions about each of these scenes, but
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how we're...
You can make up all the answers you want.
That was going to be my next question, is what details can Julian or me as a player fill in?
They're your memories now.
Okay.
Okay, so now, yeah, I get what you're saying. So since they are now, you have access to that memory.
So now I can
Describe-
I
you
can
can-
recall that memory and flesh out a little bit more of
Yeah.
what's going on. Okay.
So you like the woman who...
So this is like not only just seeing the memories, they're transferred to my brain, and I know them as like my own memories. Oh my gosh.
That's cool.
That's ugly.
That's so creepy.
Well,
So creepy.
that is creepy. Like, it would be really weird about it is like if you're trying to recall that memory, it'll be cut off abruptly at some sort of point because you only got that part of the memory.
Right.
It's almost like an out-of-body experience.
I had a cool memory.
Okay.
That would have been cool. Could I
Yeah, sure.
one? So the memory is of Katari and Serrani talking on the street. They look secluded in an alleyway, and they observe Jerr and Julian coming out of Katari's hideout.
Nice. As you're processing this new information,
Here it goes.
Yeah.
you start hearing warning klaxons.
I knew it.
Didn't we all?
Julian's gonna immediately snap out of processing, and there's only the only ones that are actually gonna be leaving are Jerr and Julian in that room.
Correct.
Where did everybody else go again?
Back to the barracks.
Where all my stuff is.
You said you were going back to the barracks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Archie was still at the dog park.
Dog park, but I was halfway. Remember, I was coming back
Go
to.
to the-
So
yeah.
I was probably at this point halfway back.
The hospital
Yeah.
where we were.
Alright, so Julian would, it looks like he was contemplating, the alarms go off, like snaps up, looks around, and says,
That's not good.
we need to get everybody together, we need to go now.
Yeah, we do.
As soon as I hear the klaxon start, first thing I do is grab my bag that I was actually just packing to make sure everything, the cold wear gear is in place.
Same thing. Gear up.
I looked at you and said, should we grab the rest of their stuff?
I think we're going to be needing it.
So we grab everybody else's stuff that's there.
On their way out, Julian kind of stops at the door, turns around and looks at Katari, don't know what to say. It looks like we're heading out now.
Be careful. Earth is coming.
Earth is coming.
The council member Earth.
Archie's kind of sprinting up to you guys, out of breath. I think it's time to go. We gotta go.
Yes. And one last thing, Katari, any wishes for your twin sister?
Kill her.
Are you sure?
She's coming.
She's Earth?
Look, we can discuss this on the way. We need to go. You just heard her. She's coming.
Julian gives a nod and says, down with the council, and runs.
And Archie follows.
Jer's hot on their tail.
So as you all run out,
You see us coming out of the barracks.
yeah, I'm coming out of the barracks,
Carrying everybody's stuff.
and the sun is just dipping down below the horizon. So all you can see is that one last shred of purple before the sky goes completely black.
That's good. I work better in the dark.
But coming from the north, there are tremendous dust clouds just billowing up in the air, like several hundred feet in the air. And you can see at least 5 distinct plumes. The ground is shaking, like this metallic, machine-driven vibration.
Everybody make a roll
I'm just picturing like, the
is this a like initiative roll? Or
Nope, just reflexes.
nine.
8.
14.
12.
Well, you needed 25 to stay on your
Oh
feet.
my gosh!
As a shockwave just comes and starts decimating, just like there's literally an earthquake. Buildings start swaying. You can see like animals start flying in the air.
Excuse me?
Cow!
Cow. Same cow.
Yeah, another cow.
You can start smelling this really diesely oil smoke just boiling out of the ground as like these giant turbo screws are eating their way through the earth.
So the ground is still shaking.
Oh yeah.
Is there like a visible door on this thing?
It's still coming towards you. It's just reached the perimeter of the preserve.
How large are we talking?
Large enough to make subway-sized holes in the ground. 5 of them.
Okay.
So there's probably a good half a kilometer of a distance from the one on the farthest left to the one on the farthest right.
Okay.
You can just see like all of these trees just like falling over.
I throw a whole bunch of bubblegum into the gears.
We need to choose our ground. What's up that mountain? Is the temple a better place to fight this?
Do you think we should fight this or run from it?
I don't think we can fight this.
What
I
are
don't
the
think we can
androids
run
doing?
from it.
I don't think we're prepared for it.
Androids are running.
Are they like running to battle stations or running away?
It's kind of hard to tell. It looks like they're trying to get to zeppelins, flying animals.
So we can
Where are Zeppelins all housed in
Nearby?
together? Like, is there like a airfield?
Yes.
I say we head for the airships.
I'm right there.
So we run?
We run. Let's see if I can create some distance. He looks down at the ground. And who's standing right next to him?
I'll be.
He looks at Jerr and he just starts circling his foot in the dirt. You see him just close his eyes, put his head down.
Start scuffing the dirt around. Scuff and kick.
Oh my gosh! What the heck is going on with my rolls? Jeff. I'm having Jeff help me. That's what... Oh my gosh! True colors come out.
That's not enough.
No, I need to spend a character point just to get 9. My gosh.
Yeah.
Keep going because I might get a 31. Nope. No.
Why is it that you always roll a 6
And then roll a 1? It's always
It's-
happens. So I got 9,
Okay.
which is what I needed with assistance. I'm going to describe it as Julian gets a little bit more angry and a little bit more determined. You see him doing his feet in the dirt, shaking his head. And all of a sudden, he just kind of stops his foot and just like stomps it down and like stares off in that direction. And then he's able to get it. He's looking for the biggest earth element in that area.
Well, it's daffodil.
As opposed to Daisy.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Does this elemental seem familiar? Oddly.
Maybe.
Okay. So Julian's gonna speak, and he's gonna speak out loud so everybody can hear as well. And he's like, "You seem oddly familiar."
Get out of my head. And it sounds like boulders rubbing together. And all of a sudden go ahead and roll agility.
Reflexes.
Yep. Clacky math rocks.
Oh my gosh. 9.
Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go ahead and roll physique plus armor die.
Rolling your physique against his 8.
Of course.
36.
Well, you got 20 hero points.
This column of earth popped up under your feet and catapulted you into the air. So you're flying through the air.
I get caught by an eagle.
You hit the side of a building.
What? 6. Oh, that's a pretty good roll.
That is a pretty good roll.
And I get a +3 because of my armor. Oh, God. 35, 38.
Okay, so you're flying through a building.
What was your number?
36.
You just barely survived that.
Yeah.
It was worth the hero point.
Yes, it was.
You managed to fly through a window and land on a mattress. Cuts and bruises from going through the glass.
But you can stand right back up and
You're not even stunned.
Yep.
So
So,
good.
Oh, go ahead.
You first. Because
Well, I mean, you would have a chance to do something before I would, since I was flying
through the air.
I'm running for the airship.
Okay.
I don't think
Yeah.
you slowed him down.
Seeing that, I figure.
So you're all
Yes,
standing.
Jerr says that. I don't think it slowed him down.
You're all standing next to him, and then all of a sudden, boom! He's ragdolled straight up towards like higher buildings, and you're like, "Well, screw it! We're all taking off."
So, Julian, at that point, would get up, and he would immediately try and run to the exit, but while he's doing that, he's going to use his power to get that elemental to have a sense that their machinery has gone far enough.
Because you didn't drop connection when you got.
No.
Yeah.
If he like got knocked unconscious or something.
Right. To get them the sense that, and here's how he would play it, not give them an opposing sensation, but give them a sense of overconfidence that, all right, we've done enough with this machinery, now we can do what we wanted to next.
Yeah.
So he's trying to get the machinery to stop, and he's going to drop on this and roll 20D
For
You need
persuasion.
some nice.
Persuade. No, I have 20D out right here. I knew it was going to happen. Wow. There's only 2 ones.
4 sixes.
1, 2, 3, 4 sixes. 34, 44, 54, 64, 74, 77.
I think you should take a picture of that. He's birdie. Okay, they're convinced.
All right, so everybody hears the rumbling stop.
I stop.
You-
Look at the machines. I trying to look for.
If you stop and look, you see Julian coming out of that building, and
Yeah.
he's just like full sprint. It looks totally unfazed.
So the stop, like they all stop. Out of 3 of them, you start seeing fire just arc up into the sky. From the other 2, you start to see miniature cyclones ripping up the sides of the mountains.
I am rolling to get a protective bubble of air swirling in around us to keep us.
Around the 4 of you.
Yes.
I would be a little bit ways back.
Yeah.
At least around the 4 of us.
Okay.
If I can't reach Julian, then Julian will have to fend for himself. 40.
Good enough.
I mean, it's no 77, but
No. So just kind of keeping air moving around us, so if like any big things like fireballs come our way, they'll kind of get.
Knocked out.
Yeah.
Sounds fair. All right. It sounds like a great time for a skills challenge.
that's what I was about to say.
Target number
Presence.
is 25.
How many successes and how many failures?
But you have 5 hero
Yeah, I have
points.
5 hero points.
We're going to do 5 successes.
We got this.
2 failures. 2 failures. Roll for initiative.
Better to me.
10.
And there's no exploding
No
damage.
exploding.
Correct. Johnny, what'd you get?
12.
Aaron, what'd you get?
10.
Jeff, what'd you get?
I got a 9.
Okay. Jeremy.
16.
And Ellie.
An 8.
8. All right, Jeremy, you go first.
Julian is running.
Okay.
So, are we, now this is why I paused. Are we doing, if I use running, no one else can use running?
So skills challenge.
Okay. I won't be using run.
What, yeah, would anybody else potentially be using running? What's your running?
70.
Okay, I'm not using running then.
Yeah.
Are there any visible pursuers coming out of the...
Yes.
Julian, when he looks back and seeing that, is going to immediately raise his rifle and shoot one.
Okay. You can see full-on fire elemental shock troops doing the Iron Man burn at you.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's the question. Do you drop it or not? Drop it like it's hot.
I feel in character Julian would do everything full on out to try and get, because after he got blasted before he didn't even do anything, Julian's not playing around, so he's dropping it.
That was such a great idea. I'm so proud of myself.
I only have 2.
Oh, there's a 6.
That's a lot of sixes.
Yeah.
I'm taking this right back.
Nope.
3, 4, 5, 36.
You have 1 success.
Plus 2, 37, 38.
You have a success. Up next, we have Johnny.
What does it do? Does it kill him?
Yeah.
They just burst into a ball of flame.
I'm imagining that you were going for a headshot.
Well, I mean, if they're Iron Maning toward you, that's the first thing there.
Yeah.
So he spins in the air a couple of
And
times.
hits another one.
And knocks out like
No. He lands in the ground, a burning corpse that starts catching trees and such on fire in the woods.
Alright. I need to use persuasion somehow.
Oh, that worked well for Julian. That was a different kind of persuasion, obviously.
Yes. I'm yelling back to persuade Julian to run faster.
Okay.
oh my gosh. That's a 6. What is it? Why? Your chances of rolling a 1 after you roll a 6 like skyrocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They really
that's
don't.
30.
But for some reason,
From a probability perspective, it happens a lot more than it actually should.
Yes.
especially with Jeff.
So let's see.
But you were coming at him.
He agrees.
I agree.
Oh.
It happens
57.
all the time.
57?
57.
Okay, I guess you get it.
Alright, so next would be Aaron.
Yep.
Red is my wild. I am using conjuration to blast a column of air at the next guy who's following us.
Okay.
We
50.
so he had 25 twice. Do we learn?
Well, in that case, I
You
hit
did
him
it,
twice
guys.
also, so. Alright, Jeff.
125. All 5 at once.
All right.
What's Jerr doing?
Hey, we're 3 ahead of the curve, so use your best.
And you're going to do running.
Is running a high thing for you? Because then I can do conjuration.
She's got 7 in running, so
Running's not high for him.
Okay.
My highest thing is my extra normal, but I don't know what I would do to help.
I was gonna say, because he could make it muddy where all the
Control element.
things are.
That's
If
what
you
I
can
was
see
thinking.
other water.
we're right by the river.
Yeah.
But would it be into Julian's path as well?
Don't worry about Julian.
Julian is really only like maybe 10, 20 yards behind you.
Okay.
And we're still what? It was like,
They were a ways away.
Yeah.
that's it.
I was gonna say pull the river and try to just swamp the machines.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Okay. I will do
Are you going to use one of those
alteration.
One of those shiny
Yeah, use one of those shiny red things.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Shiny red things.
and you'll likely get it back.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Hey.
30.
1 shy.
Yeah.
But at least we succeed.
Yes, correct. Succeeded.
So you are at 4 successes,
And you didn't get a 1 on the wild die.
0 failures. I feel like this happened very similarly in the last finale.
Yeah.
Season finale.
Was this us leaving the city?
Yes.
Yeah.
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 All right, Ellie.
I'm gonna chip you down, man.
What's Archie going to do to wrap it all up? I heard something about a phenomenal running
Yeah.
ability.
Archie takes off right in front of all of us.
Just starts doing a Naruto run.
Honestly, I'm picturing Archie running like Captain America or Black Panther, like past everybody.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm picturing.
Yes. I love that. I need to borrow one
Oh,
more
sorry,
die.
Aaron, you didn't see.
It's
47.
Okay, you make it. So you're the first one to sprint up to an airship.
I'm gonna get it started, guys.
Go.
Now, here's a question: are we manning our own ship?
Yup.
Oh gosh.
okay, so you're saying I need to
There's
put
no
my
androids on
my
the
character
ship
points into flying.
that know how to fly the ship.
All hands on deck. Archie's
I
gonna fly
want
this
to spend all
thing.
my character points into flying.
By the time you guys get there, you're gonna have to hop
And then I'll
onto
have
the
a new thing
craft.
for my skill challenge.
We're taking off.
At least get a pilot, somebody that knows what they're doing.
Nope. This is going to be a lot more fun. So you all clamber on board, cast off, floating away as like all of a sudden lava rocks start flying at you.
Water blast. Shoot the lava rocks out of the sky.
You can do a water blast?
I was like, what?
I can't.
Jerk in.
I'm just going to
I
push
can't.
him off course. 25, 30, 32. Without a hero point.
Cool. That sounds nice.
It does sound really nice.
Nice.
6.
So you managed to blow things off course. Archie, you said you were piloting?
Yeah, I got there first.
Okay.
Somebody's gotta start taking off. Gotta start getting this thing ready.
I'm telling you, guys, I'm
There's
about to start
flying
taking
under reflexes.
flight.
There's flying under reflexes and piloting under coordination.
This is probably a piloting roll, actually. So that would be
piloting.
under coordination.
I have
Coordination.
3D.
Okay.
Coordination.
I got 12.
Okay. You managed to get it pointed in the right direction over the tops of the forest. So you're a little too low, but you're not doing poorly.
Hang on, guys!
Pull up!
It's going to be a bumpy ride.
One of those cheesy lines.
Yeah.
We gotta go up!
Might want to buckle up, guys.
All right. And Julian's going to be like, Sam, we need to not be seen.
It doesn't move.
What doesn't move?
Darkness.
Darkness. The shadow.
It's dusk. It's like very dim
Can
outside.
we work together and
remember?
create a fog?
Yes. We're gonna make it foggy.
I'm using another point.
And then roll.
I'm going
5.
Okay.
20 or 5.
Cool. So you guys create a mist, and you're able to dissipate it in a wide enough area where it doesn't look like they would be able to find you easily. So you all slink out of the animal preserve, covered by the shroud of night and a foggy ride. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Bone Throwers Theater. Thank you for listening to Bone Throwers Theater. Our cast is Aaron, Ellie, Jeff, Jeremy, Johnny, and Jordan. We are releasing this podcast under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives 3.0 Unported license. That means you can share the podcast, but please do not modify it or try to gain financially from it. If you would like to visit our website, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater.com. If you would like to send us an email, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater@gmail.com. Our Twitter handle is bonethrowerstheater. You can also look us up on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And until next time, may the bones fall ever in your favor. This has been a Nerd Circle podcast production.